God! If this is not psychotic, sociopathic behavior, then I don't know what is. Threw away your marriage because you just believed him. Meanwhile, you're damn near homeless, and then the guy is still married to his wife. You keep referencing that you're embarrassed, but this is loser behavior. This is pathetic behavior. If Caleb's not gonna say it, then I will.
2 years ago.
2 years ago.
At 32.
That's a long time. But I'm trying to do better, right? That's why I'm
Okay,
here.
sure.
And my life is so much better.
So you
now.
started going into debt because of that? And then...
Well, not because of the guy.
That was 2 years ago, but because you lived a lifestyle too high because he didn't move in.
Yeah, because I truly could not afford
Okay.
my life with
Well, that
the
was
job
2 years
that I
ago,
had.
so...
Yeah.
What have we done these last 2 years?
Okay, so about a year ago, I got a way better job.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
This job I have now, right? So
Yeah, it's a good job.
I basically doubled my income.
Oh, sure.
So it's been way better. I moved into a better place,
That's... okay.
which was necessary. Yeah.
What do you mean?
Why was it
So the place I was
necessary?
living when I first got divorced
Yeah.
was like a tiny home.
Yeah, the place
Like
you
it's-
couldn't afford. Okay.
Yeah, it's meant to be like a storage shed, right?
It
But
was.
then
It was
someone
storing
turned- yeah, and my child.
Yeah.
And so it was like 500 square feet and just all one room, basically. It was not ideal.
Oh
You were
my
living in a
God.
studio.
Yeah.
People...
And you were planning on moving this guy into your studio with your child?
live in studio. Okay, sorry,
Right.
go ahead.
What?
Okay, but when you have a little kid, you have
How old's the
lots
kid?
of stuff. She'll be 5 soon.
What is she gonna think when she...
I don't like it.
She's gonna be ashamed of you.
I think
Right.
people do this.
This
all
is
the
sick.
time, right?
What?
Isn't,
No, they
that's
don't.
part of like love is like taking a chance on something. And like it sounds crazy, but I really,
It's just what people do. It's just, I'm like, y'all see what I'm talking about now? Every time I get asked about, man, MTR, what's your hangups with marriage in 2024? Like, what's your problem, MTR? This, her, mindsets like this. What? You talking about that's what love is, and this is what people do when you sign the covenant with God. They treat marriage today as if it was like a pinky swear amongst 4-year-olds. Absolutely no respect.
really thought like he was like the one, right? And then he wasn't. And that's partially because he was lying to me, and I just believed it because I wanted to believe it.
That's insane.
But now, in retrospect, it's very clear what was happening.
Well, what would you rate yourself finances wise? I know we're talking about love. We're not talking about that kind of rating. We're talking about finances. Finances, 0 being the worst, 10 being the best. Where do you think you are financially today?
So I took the quiz on your website.
Oh, yes. Free. Link in the description below.
It gave me a 0, which I don't agree with.
Why do you not agree with that?
I don't think it's that bad. I think
I was seriously going to...
I think I'm like a 4.
You think you're a 4? Explain. Go ahead.
Okay.
Give it to me.
So I do have a lot of debt, right?
Oh, okay.
But
Yeah, laugh it away. Go ahead. Yeah, laugh that
but
pain away.
I don't have
That gets rid of debt.
anything in collections, and I'm
You own a home?
no,
You have a fully funded emergency fund?
no.
How's your retirement?
It's pretty good, I think.
Okay.
But truthfully, I don't really know. I don't.
It's
really
pretty
know.
good, I think. I don't know. All right. So you don't have an emergency fund. You have bad debt.
Yes.
You might have retirement going for you.
No, I mean
Other than that.
I have like a 401k from an old job that I quit.
Yeah,
and
but
then
is
I
it good for
rolled
your
it over.
age? Like, I don't
Oh,
know.
probably not.
Okay,
I'm
so
old.
why are you a 4?
Well, 4 is like less than halfway, so I feel like that's not.
She's ridiculous.
0 to 10, what's in the middle?
5.
So 5 would be basic average, solid down the
Yeah,
middle.
so I'm like just below that. I think that's fair.
Oh my. Okay. Gosh. Well,
Delusional.
that's an interesting take.
She would also rate herself a 10.
Also, thank you for being on. I know I've given you a hard time so far, but thank you for being on. 4 is wild, but that's.
Well, we'll
Alright.
see, right?
We'll see. Sure, we sure will. All right, let's jump into this because this, like, we've been. This is it's been the Caleb Springer show so far, which is is fine. I mean, I find it entertaining, but like we're also trying to get into your finances here. Maybe you should divorce debt and sleep with debt free right off the bat.
That's a great idea, actually. We'll work on it.
Well, okay. Bank of America.
Yes.
Bank of America. Oh, okay. What? I'm so. Sorry. I want to ask about that apartment. Let me get through this card and I'll ask you about your current apartment again.
Okay.
$5,544.16 is the balance. With $98 of interest. You're purchasing. Why do we do this? Why do we do this? You've had 2 years. You got a better job. And this is what I was going to bring up a second ago. You moved into this bigger, more expensive apartment. Okay, I understand it. You wanted to get out of the studio. That is relatively fine. But if you doubled your income, you moved up some lifestyle, why are we purchasing on a car? Why has this not been paid off? And not only that, but why are we purchasing on a car that's getting $98 in interest?
I love his reaction here. It's the same reaction that I would have. I think most people in the West get this wrong. I was taught early on, always pay off your credit card every single month. You could use your credit card in order to get the reward points, but pay it off every single month. Never revolve a debt. You should not be paying for things that you cannot afford right now. If you can't afford it right now, then do not pay for it. She said before that she utilized her credit card in order to help pay her rent. Well, she doubled her income. Her rent didn't double. So why are you still using a credit card?
Why have you made no progress on the debt?
I don't think I've been purchasing on that one. It's been a long time.
Oh, interesting. Why don't you go ahead and just take a look at numbers? Almost like it exists right in front of me. Looks like you stayed at a hotel.
Recently.
Whose husband did you bang in this hotel?
Oh!
Whew.
Caleb Spicy. She absolutely was getting her soul touched by some guy in that hotel and thrusted into the back of her mind, which is why she don't remember making the purchase to begin with.
I did I went to the beach recently. That might be that.
You need a hotel to go to the beach? I went to a beach on 4th of July. I didn't buy a hotel. What are you talking about?
I mean, I do go to the beach all the time without.
How far away is the hotel? You have debt though. Why would you put it on a card that you have to pay off?
Oh, I thought I had to. So when I booked the hotel, it was like,
What?
if you use a debit card, it'll hold so many $100. Do you know what I mean?
They do prefer credit cards, yes.
So I used the credit card. And you asked me, why haven't you paid it off? And the reason is...
Yeah, you haven't made progress. It's just...
I have.
You were making so much... You made double.
Yes. So it was like $11,000, maybe.
Over the course of what?
But then what I did do was I did that balance transfer thing.
So you didn't even pay it off. You just balance transfer.
Right. And that balance transfer has
good.
0% interest. So I've been paying on that to pay that half
That's
off
not paying off debt, though.
before. I thought it was a good idea.
Potentially.
Yeah.
Potentially. When did you do the balance transfer?
For folks that don't know, and this is dating me a little bit, actually. My first job when I was in undergrad, I worked for what was at the time, I believe it was MBNA, but then got absorbed into Bank of America. So that was my first job in undergrad. I was at a credit card facility. First, I started off on the phones, cold calling potential customers to essentially sell them credit cards. And then I got promoted like in less than a year to go into the collections department, which was collecting on the debt of those credit cards. So it's really interesting because I got to see the dichotomy of the sale and then what happens when people don't pay. And that's when I really got it into my mind of I will never revolve a debt. But a balance transfer is like, let's say you have a card and it's got 30% interest on it, $10,000 balance. Another credit card company comes along and says, hey, if you put this balance on our card, if you balance transfer, we'll give you this card for 0% interest. So you could take that $10,000, put it on another card, 0% interest that you're paying up on it. And they usually do it from like 12 to 18 months. So while in theory, a good idea, the credit card companies know that once you have that 0% interest, the emotional buyers are still going to go out and put more on the balance. So after the 12 to 18 months, you're $20,000 in credit card debt and you're paying interest on top of that. These financial companies wait the long game. Trust me.
it would have been maybe October.
Okay.
And
that's
I think it
interesting.
had 18 months, 0%.
No, I get that part.
Okay.
I get the math part.
So I've been just paying the minimum on this one and then paying more than the minimum on the one
on
with
the
the 0%.
interest-free card, that doesn't make any sense.
Well,
That doesn't make
because I
sense.
have to pay it off before the end of
Ye-
the.
Yes,
or
but 18
the
months is a
interest
long time. Like, I
crazy.
would have tried to... Well, I guess I would have mathed that. I would have figured out what the minimum monthly payment would be required to pay that off within 18 months and then just put it at that. And the rest of the money I'd be putting on cards that have interest. But again, that's a
Yes.
math thing.
Yeah.
And the math thing, yes, consolidation can kind of make sense. I'm not opposed to the concept. But someone like you lived higher than you could.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's the issue.
Oh gosh.
I mean, 10% of your spending goes to eating out, another 7% to miscellaneous bullshit. There's a lot. There's unknown spending, another 10%. I mean, it's crazy. So it's someone like you. You have a behavior issue. You can't control your spending.
She's got no
so what
discipline.
So what consolidation does is it all of a sudden leaves you. What is this? almost $18,000 to be able to spend on this card. Just rack it up. You just gave yourself the ability to spend more money. That's what tends to happen.
Yeah.
When people don't fix their behavior, we know you have behavior
Exactly.
issues. So people just like
He keeps hitting her. I love it.
that's what scares me about it.
Yeah, that's. But I will say, other than the hotel, I mean, I'd have to go back and look. I haven't spent anything on that credit card in a very long time.
Okay.
I've been really trying to do better. But then I did accidentally get a Southwest credit card.
Accidentally.
How does someone get an accident? And how do you smile at it? Is it a little joke? Is it a little hee-haw?
No, it's-
Ooh, I just accidentally my life.
All right.
No, it's not that. I was booking a flight, and it pops up that thing at the bottom that says, if you get this credit card, you'll get this many dollars off.
Yeah, but there's steps you have to go through. That's not an accident.
Right. So I didn't understand. I thought that amount would be subtracted right then. I didn't realize
it's
that
later.
you have to,
Buy another.
and then it comes in the mail, and then I can use that card eventually to get that $200 off.
Yeah.
That sounds really stupid, and yes.
Yes, it does.
So now,
I'm glad you can.
yes.
Okay. I'm glad you realized that.
Yeah.
So $98 in interest accrues on this. Take 20 years to pay off doing the minimum monthly payments.
Right. So my plan.
Just think about how ridiculous that is. 20 years to pay off $5,000, and she's making those minimum monthly payments. And I think it said there that it'd be an extra $14,000. Yep, an extra $14,000 if she only does the minimum payment. The crazy issue is that all of this is written right up on the credit card statement. I believe that these companies are now obligated by law to put all of this information on there to more inform the consumer what it is that they're setting themselves up for. No wonder why these big banks have hundreds of billions of dollars, if not trillions of dollars in assets because of dummies that take 20 years to pay off $5,000 and give them $15,000 in that time. Absolutely absurd work. And guys, I'm gonna stop the content right here.